Hi. Okay. Assalamualaikum and good day, everyone. Okay. So this is our first class, and I just want to welcome you to our class, which is class for DMFM 2273 Engineering Statistics. Alright, so without further ado, I will introduce myself first, then we will proceed with our lesson today, okay? So my name is Nurul Wirda Beti Mafazi, and you can see that my name is stated in your timetable, Wirda, so you can call me Miss Wirda, okay? What else? Yeah, my office is at the FKP building, ground floor, so for now, yeah, we are still in online mode. Okay, maybe after midterm break we can see each other face to face. And if you want to have, if you have any question, yes, you can meet me up at my office. Okay, all right. Okay, then I think that's all. Maybe we can, if you have any question regarding me, I mean, you want to ask any question, you may ask me through WhatsApp. Okay, so we already have our group WhatsApp. Okay, all right. Okay, class. So I hope that you already enroll. Of course lah. When you can see my video here, means that you already enroll. So you enroll our ULearn DMFM 2273, and from there you can get the teaching plan. You can get the resources. Resources mean the notes that I use. Okay. Right, so you may refer to the book and resources. Okay, and for teaching plan, you may get your teaching plan at the teaching plan tab. So you may see in that inside the in the teaching plan, you can see when your quiz, when your midterm will be held, and so on. Okay, and what chapter that we will learn today and for this week, and so on. All right, so without further ado, okay, we will start first with chapter 1. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chapter 1. So chapter 1 is about the data description and numerical measures. So this is the basic one. Before we go to the chapter 2, chapter and so on, you need to know the chapter 1 first. So data description. So overall for this chapter is totally, I can say that this chapter will be as a refreshing, or just refreshing back what we have learned before in school. Okay, all right. So before then we go to the definition of the statistic. Okay, before that, actually this slide is the point that I abstract from the notes. Okay, so if you want to get the more further elaboration on this, you may refer to your notes. Okay, clear? Right. So definition of statistic. So statistic is a science of collecting, organizing, summarizing and analyzing information in order to draw a conclusion. Okay. Ada perkataan matematik tak sini? Tak ada. Okay, alright. So betul. Mathematics and statistics. Yeah, statistics is a part of maths, and of course maths also is a part of science, right? But in statistics, you don't see any difficult equation here. I mean something like differentiation, integration. You didn't see here. Okay, statistics is just about this: collecting, organize, summary, analyze, and gather the information to draw a conclusion. That's it. Nothing involved with differentiation. Nothing involved with what else? Apa lagi belajar sebelum ni ya? Integration, differentiation, L'Hopital rules, and so on lah. Okay, in calculus, in calculus and engineering mathematics, right? You didn't find all that terms here. Okay, right? So basically, statistic ni, what I can say here, we live with statistic. Memang kita hidup ni dengan statistik. I don't know whether you realize or not that our daily life involved with statistics, especially now. Okay, now we are, when the COVID-19 hit us lah. Okay, we can see that every day they have a statistic, something like update like how many percentage of the first dose, how many percentage of second dose, right? How many cases for today, increase or decrease. Okay, so that is about statistics. So I show you something. Okay, I will show you because we are in COVID situation now. So you can see here. So this is a COVID now in Malaysia. So this is a website whether you can get all the information of COVID for our daily lah. For example now this data is 3 October. So you can see all the figure here. You can see the percentage here. So actually, how they get all the information? Okay, so what we do is you need to collect the data first. Okay, we need to collect the data. Collect the data means either you do a survey or, of course lah, survey is the common one lah. For example, we use the MySejahtera kan? You have a MySejahtera, so maybe for those yang what we call positive COVID, they will update there. So they have a one team that will collect all the data from the MySejahtera. Okay, they abstract the data and then they organize. After they collect the data, they will organize. After they organize, it will summarize and then analyze, and then it will comes to a conclusion. Okay, conclusion. Here, conclusion that can we see that, for example, like KPT, what we call KPT umum yang student may back to university by 15 October, for example, right? So how that decision can be made? Macam mana decision tu boleh dibuat? Mesti kena ada all this first. You need to collect, organize, summarize, analyze. So when we analyze, we can see that percentage of vaccine dose are already 18 above, and then the percentage of ICU beds is decreased. So then we can open our education sector. So that's the conclusion that we can make. So now, the most decision or the most decision that our Malaysian waiting for is when we can travel interstate. Is it? Bila kita boleh merentas negeri. So, bila nak dapatkan jawapan tu, I mean the government want to release when, they must be collect, organize, summarize, analyze all the data to what we call to produce or to produce that solution lah ataupun conclusion. Bila kita boleh rentas negeri. Okay, so that's the example that I can relate with our situation now lah, statistic and our situation in daily life. Alright, okay, alright. So this is one of the I really love this website. I mean the data or the what how it display the information is so neat and kemas. So you can see all this. Okay, maybe yang tak pernah tengok, so this is how the COVID now punya website. Alright, okay, we back to our slide. Okay, now statistic, there are two types. Okay, there are two types of statistic. The first one is descriptive statistic and the second one is inferential statistic. So if you can refer back to our title is data descriptive. Okay, so we will focus on the descriptive part more for this chapter lah. Okay, and for inferential we may see it on the next chapter. Okay, so what's mean by descriptive? Okay, descriptive statistics consists of organizing and summarizing the information collected. So, descriptive statistics describe the information collected through numerical measurement, charts, graph and tables. Okay, so dia punya how to represent for the descriptive is by using numerical measurement. Macam you tengok tadi, I show you just now, right? The COVID now punya website, they have many figures, numbers, percentage. So that's why it's numerical measurement. And you may see that they have also the what we call the charts here, right? So this is a descriptive statistic. How about inferential? Okay, inferential statistic use a method that generates a result obtained from a sample to the population and measure their reliability. So this one actually tak involve dengan numerical sangat. You will see later. Okay, you will see later. They are the calculation, but they have not so many like descriptive statistic. Okay, alright. Okay, now the next slide here. So basic terms. Okay, actually if you refer to the notes that I already upload in the book and resources, they have many basic terms, but something like data, what is the data, what you can apa lagi data, group data, what is tally, what is so you can refer to the notes. But okay, here the basic terms that the common, I mean the important lah, the important basic term that maybe this is the new thing for you, okay. Because this one is involved, okay, you can see that population sample. So mostly we will use this term to find the kalau you tengok tadi definition dia, okay, you akan banyak guna dekat sini lah, sample to the population. So they have a word sample to the population. So maybe you will see more this term more in the inferential statistic. But I will explain first what is the meaning of the population and sample. Okay, so population actually consists of all elements of interest for a particular decision or investigation. Maksudnya macam ni. You nak buat satu kajian kan, you nak buat for example gender no you nak buat apa you nak buat gender lah, you nak buat gender pelajar di UTM for example gender of UTM student. Okay, UTM student is the element that you want to investigate, UTM student. Okay, so UTM student right is a big, right? So UTM student is a population. Okay, UTM student is a population because you investigate all the UTM student. Semua lah, tak kisahlah dia fakulti apa pun. That one is a population. For sample is a certain number. Okay, sample is a certain number of element. So just now your element here is a UTM student. So now that one is population, okay? Bear in your mind, that one is population. Okay, so now it's a certain number. Maybe half, maybe tak kisahlah berapa, but it's a part of your population just now. So for example, I give you a case like this. Just now is UTM student, is it? Gender of UTM student. Now, gender of FKP student. Berapa bilangan lelaki perempuan di FKP, for example. So FKP is a part of population just now, right? So the population just now is UTM student. Dalam UTM student ada FKP, FKI, FKKK and the rest lah. So now all student or UTM student is your population. FKP student is your sample. Clear? Okay. Alright, so you can differentiate. Macam lagi apa lagi macam tu lah, UTM student, staff and so on. So that one you can differentiate the biggest or the what you can say yang cover untuk semua, all, that one is a population, and the small team or the small group that we extract from that is we call it as a sample. Okay. Alright, so now we move to the next one, population parameter. So what is a population parameter? Okay, population parameter is a descriptive measure compute from a population data, of course lah. Okay, population parameter ni semua yang data yang kita akan collect berdasarkan population punya information. Okay, and sample parameter. Okay, we didn't call it as sample parameter, we call it as sample statistic. Okay, actually these two is same meaning, maksudnya sama, descriptive measure. Okay, the first one is descriptive measure for the population data. The second one here, descriptive measure for the sample data. But the term that we use, okay, for population we use term parameter. For sample we use term statistic. Okay, alright. Okay, hope that you clear on that part. Okay, right. Okay, variables. So variable, of course, variable is one of the basic term that you should know. Okay, variable can be classified into two groups. Qualitative and also quantitative. Okay, class, quali and quantity. Quantity. So, quali describe what? Okay, quali usually is describe of attribute or characteristic. Okay, attribute or characteristics, something like gender, macam male, female, color, red, blue, what else? Flower, rose or hibiscus. That one is attribute and characteristic. For quantitative, it's a provide a numerical measure of inverse. For example, how many people in this class? How many people in this class? Okay? Alright? There's something that we can calculate lah, that we can count. Okay? Alright. Okay, for quantitative data. Okay, for quantitative data, we can further classify into two groups. Okay, for quantitative, qualitative is just one tadi lah, qualitative. For now, quantitative can divide into two groups. The first one is discrete, and the second one is continuous variable. Discrete and continuous. Okay, so discrete actually the what we call the simple word that we can use to understand what's meant by discrete is it accountable. It can be count. Okay, it can be count, and it must be finite. Count means you count 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Okay, for continuous, of course lah, it's opposite. The meaning of continuous will be opposite by discrete lah. Opposite means here, if just now is count, so now for continuous must be not countable. Dia tak boleh dikira. Maksudnya dia boleh kira tapi bukan dalam bentuk finite. Dia macam, dia akan ada decimal. Decimal. Okay, the keyword here is decimal lah. Okay. Okay, I give you example for discrete. For discrete variable. People, orang. Macam mana you kira orang? How you calculate people? You calculate person. How? You will calculate 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 10% in class. 10 students in this class. 50 students in this class, for example lah. So, you cannot count student as 1.5 student, 2.5 student. Cannot kan? Because student is orang. Memang satu tu, dia takkan ada 1.5, 1.5. Macam mana boleh 1.5? Badan dia separuh ke? Tak kan? Alright. So, that's one the example of discrete. You need to count. You can count lah. For example, like cat, human, okay? Something like a live animal ke apa ke? Macam tu lah. Okay. For continuous, something like measurement that, height, length, lagi apa? Macam tu lah jalan kan, you nak ukur jalan for example. How many kilometers? 3.5. Okay. What is your weight? Berapa berat kamu? 70.2 for example. So they have decimal point there. So it will continuous. Okay, that one is a continuous variable. So how to remember this? Discrete will be count. It will fit 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. For continuous, it will must have not must lah, but usually they have a decimal point. Okay, next. Okay, graphical and numerical methods for describing. Okay, so now we go to another subtopic that how we want to describe. So we have two type of data, right? Qualitative and also quantitative. So now we see first for the qualitative data. So for qualitative data, okay, we will use what? We will use bar graph and pie chart. Usually we will use these two to describe qualitative. Okay, so you may read lah the description of the bar graph and pie chart. Okay. And the second one is quantitative. Okay, so usually we will use these three to describe the quantitative: histogram, polygon, and or GIF. Okay, or GIF or GIF lah, boleh lah. Pronounce how you want to pronounce is okay to you as long as you understand how the shape of it. Okay, histogram. Okay, they have the description here how to what you call the histogram punya shape ataupun how it looks like. And this is a polygon and this is the GIF. Okay. So now how to construct a bar graph and pie chart. So now we back to the quantitative part. Okay, the quantitative, we will use bar graph and pie chart, right, to describe the data. So how to construct the graph? So you need to have a frequency, or you can have a relative frequency or percentage. So what is frequency? Frequency is the number of observation in a category or in a class. Kira frekuensi ni macam bilangan lah. Berapa male dalam kelas ni? 20. Berapa female dalam kelas ni? 10, for example. So that one the frequency. Okay, the number 10, 20 is a frequency. How about relative frequency? So relative frequency is the proportion observation within a category and is found using this formula. Is found using the formula. Apa ni? Okay, tak apa. Right, so but the relative frequency is given by this. Okay, to get a relative frequency, you need to know what is your frequency lah. You need to identify your frequency first lah. Okay, means that the relative frequency is frequency divided by total frequency. For example, what is a relative frequency female in this class? So female, for example, 10. Just now, 10, right? And male is 20. So 10 will be divided by 30. Okay, total is 30, right? So you will be divided by 30. Okay, next is a percentage. Percentage is just continue from this relative frequency. Then you multiply with the 100 to get the percentage. So this is the example of the pie chart and also bar graph. So this is a bar graph. So you can see that at the right, this one is your frequency punya axis. Okay, frequency, okay. And this one, the x-axis here is your category or class. Okay. So this is the this is the pie chart. So pie chart, usually we use pie chart to represent the percentage. Okay. Okay. To represent percentage, you will use pie chart. To represent frequency, you may use a bar graph. Okay. Alright, so now we go to another one, or the next one, which is quantitative. Quantitative, so how to construct the histogram, polygon, and GIF. Okay, so what I can say here, for quantitative is easy, it's simple, tak ada masalah. You just find out your frequency. That's it lah. I think frequency je lah. Sebab relative frequency is just relate with the frequency, kan? Okay, but for the quantitative, it's quite complicated. It's a little bit, not quite. It's a little bit harder, sikit je compared to the quantitative, because of you need to have all this. Okay, I list down all this here. You need to know your class. Okay, so class is an interval that includes all the values that fall in within two numbers. Okay, the lower and the upper limit. So this is the lower limit. Okay, lower limit means the smallest value within the class, and upper limit is the largest value within the class. Okay, so before you want to understand what is the lower and upper limit, you need to know what is the meaning of class first. Okay, go back to number 1. Okay, then you have a class midpoint. So class midpoint means titik tengah kelas, titik tengah kelas. So how to get the midpoint? So by adding, tambahkan lower class limit and upper class limit, and then we divide by 2. That's it. Okay, next we have class width. Okay, class width means the difference between two consecutive lower class limits. Okay, class boundary. Okay, so how to class boundary is a midpoint, blah blah blah, and also I put the star here because class bound for the class width. Okay, for the class width, just now we see that to get the class width is by using by difference ataupun tolak lah between the two consecutive ni. This one, the first step, the first method that you can get that we can use to find or to get the class width. The second one is by using the class boundary. So class width also can be obtained by upper boundary minus lower boundary. So they have two ways lah to find the class width. Okay, we have also class interval. Okay, so to class interval can be classified into two groups. Okay, the first one is exclusive class interval, and the second one is inclusive class interval. So what's mean by exclusive? Okay, exclusive, okay, is a class interval with a no gap between the upper limit of the one class and the lower limit in the next class. So you can see dia punya symbol pun different. Sini ada lebih kecil dan sama dengan. Means that they have include, but this one is not include. Okay, it's not include. It's a no gap between the upper limit and the lower limit in the next class. Okay, how about inclusive? So inclusive here with a gap. Okay, they have a gap between upper limit upper limit of one class and the lower limit in the next class. So you can see the difference between these two. This one, okay, kat sini, beza dia kat sini. Okay, is include with a gap. Okay, alright. Okay, now we go to another subtopic, which is numerical measure. So they have two type of data. Okay, the first one is a raw data. Raw data ni dalam kata lainnya data yang bertaburan ataupun yalah bertaburan lah, macam tak ada apa-apa, just macam okay, it's dia how I can say it's a it's because you will see another group of data which is we call as group data. So raw data means the group the data that ungroup, the data yang bertaburan lah. Okay, raw data. And another one we will see the group data. Okay, group data tu means data yang telah digroupkan dalam table. Okay, numerical measure. So they have two, okay, measures of central tendency and also measure of dispersion. Okay, central tendency means, okay, when we measure it, it's focused to the central part. I mean the focus. It's focus. For dispersion, will be dispersed ataupun selerak. Dia macam spread. Okay, spread. Alright, so for the central tendency, there are three things that we will calculate: mean, median, and mode. Okay, mean, median, and mode. While for measure of dispersion, we will calculate range, variance, and standard deviation. Okay, so remember these three. The first one, the mean, median, mode is what we call a central tendency, and range, variance, and standard deviation is for dispersion. Okay. Alright, class. Penat dah cakap. Okay. I hope that you are still with me. Okay. It's okay if you feel bored. You may stop for a while, take 5, and then you back to our slide. You may, because this is recording, right? So you may play again to get more understanding, or you may refer to the slide or to the notes. Okay, back to our slide now. Mean. Okay, mean means the mean of variable is computed by determining the sum of all the value of the variable in the data set divided by the number of observation. So observation means the total number here or total frequency. Okay, so mean, sometimes we can use the textbook use mean, sometimes textbook use average. So mean and average is the same thing. Okay, class, right? So now you see that I have two browser here. The first one is a population mean and second one is sample mean. Okay, the symbol also different. Okay, class. So one more thing that I want to highlight here, the symbol that you use. Make sure use correctly with the same. I mean, you need to use correct symbol for the term lah. Macam ni, for example, population mean. Population mean, this is the symbol that we use. And sample mean, okay, this is the symbol that we use. X bar, saya tertinggal bar sini. So this is mean, this is also mean. Okay, tapi this symbol is represent the population and this symbol represent a sample. Okay, so maksud dia semua sama. Macam ni kita dah tadi I already show you, right? What's the mean by population parameter. So population mean here is a parameter, and sample mean here is a statistic. Alright. So this is the same the formula. Okay, nothing different between these two. Semua sama. Cuma membezakan dia. The difference here is only on the symbol of the mean itself. For example, here is a mu, and this is S bar. Okay, we call this mu. Okay, mu. Right, so S1, S2 semua ni data, and then you divide by N. You can see that this is capital N, this is a small n. Why? Okay, capital N is represent the population. Population. Ingat lagi apa maksud population? Population tu dalam kata lain, dalam kata mudah dia adalah semua. Semua elemen, semua. So we use capital N here. And for the small n, it's represent the sample. Sample means a small group. Small group lah, a part of population. Kita ambil sikit pada population tadi, small group. So that one is a sample. Okay. And then median, okay, the median of a variable is the value that lies in the middle of the data. Okay, the keyword here is the value that lies in the middle of data. Tapi of course lah kena, okay, when we arrange it in ascending order maybe descending pun boleh sebenarnya, as long, so descending and ascending, bila you terbalikkan dia akan dapat juga tengah yang sama. Okay, but yeah, we use ascending lah. Okay, kita fixkan, so we arrange in ascending order. So how to compute or how to get your median? First, you need to arrange the data. Of course, you need to arrange. Kalau you dapat lah, kan, because this is raw data. So your raw data maybe dia bagi macam ni lah, 2, 5, 1, 0, 9, 3, 4 for example. Okay, so this is raw data. Okay, raw data, dia berselerak. So first of all, what we need to do is you need to rearrange this data that you have in ascending order. So you may start with 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on lah. Okay, until 9. So you need to rearrange first. Okay, after we arrange the data, you need to determine the number of observation. Maksudnya berapa observation data kat sini? Ada berapa? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. They have 7. They have 7 observation or 7. Okay? 7. Masih bilangan data yang you ada kat situ. Ada 7. 1, 2, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 data. Or 7 observation. So the third one, determine the observation in the middle of the data set. Okay, so you dah susun tadi. Of course, saya kena susun balik lah. But okay, so bila susun, cari data yang di tengah-tengah. Okay. Okay, cari data tengah-tengah. So dia ada dua, I mean they have another two elaboration here. If the number of observation is odd, then the median is the data value that is exactly in the middle of data set. But if the number of observation is even, then the median is the mean of the two middle observation. Okay. Okay, now we back to this raw data I write here. So we have 7, or is it 7 data, is it? So means that is a odd. So that it's easier for you to get the median directly. So the median will be exactly the data in the middle. Okay, okay, the data 3 is the middle one lah. So the median for this one is 3. Okay, how about, okay, let's say I add on another point here which is 10. For example lah, anggap je lah saya tambah satu lagi data which is 10. So the observation number here will be 8. Okay, and 8 is a even number. Okay, 8 is an even number. Okay, now when it's even, how to get a median? Okay, to get a median, you must find the mean of the two middle observation. Okay, so maksudnya you kena cari yang di tengah-tengah. Of course lah tengah-tengah, tapi sekarang you tak boleh dapat yang tengah, exactly tengah, sebab dia adalah even, dia number yang genap. So you akan consider these two number. Okay, saya guna pen merah. Okay, you need to consider these two number lah, 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 is in the middle. Tapi not, you cannot take these two number. You must get only one number. So how to get the median? So you need to add these two number, 3 plus 4, which is 7, and then divide by 2. And the answer that you get here is 3.5. Therefore, your median here, your median here is 3.5. Okay, 3.5 is your median. So this is how we find the median. Okay. Alright, next, mode. Okay, mode is the most frequent. Okay, most frequent, yang paling kerap. Observation, okay, yang paling kerap berulang lah. Tu mode paling senang. So to compute the mode, tally. So you need to count. Of course you need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Macam ni. Tally ni maksud dia macam ni. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tu tally. Alright. Okay, a set of data can have no mode. Okay, kita boleh katakan data tu tak ada mode. One mode or more than one mode. So dia ada 3 possible. Kita boleh tak ada mode langsung. We can have only one mode, and also we can have more than one mode. Okay. So if there is no observation that occur with the most frequent, so we say they have no mode lah. Kalau tak ada frequent, maksudnya data yang kita ada tu tak ada yang berulang. For example, tadilah kita tengok balik. For this data, they have no such a number that will repeat. Tak ada pun nombor yang repeat kat sini. So they have no mode here. Okay. Okay. Right. So next we proceed to the shape of the distribution and the mean and the median. Macam salah je saya. Okay, tak apa. So the shape of the distribution that relates to the mean and median. Okay, kita ada 3. They have three shape. Okay, the first one we see the first one. The first one is symmetrical distribution. Symmetrical. So symmetrical mean dia balance lah. Balance. Kiri kanan di balance. So when we can get the symmetrical distribution? When your mode is equal to median and is equal to mean. Only one number lah. Satu number je. Semua sama. So you will get the symmetrical distribution. So this is how the graph of this symmetrical distribution look like. Alright. Okay, next. We also have positively skewed distribution. Positively skewed distribution is when your mode is less than median and median is less than mean. Okay. So mode lagi kecil pada median dan median pula lagi kecil pada mean. So maksudnya mean paling besar lah kat sini. So positively skewed means the graph will be skewed to the right. Maksud dia akan skewed to the right. Belah kanan dia akan kecil macam tu. So this is the graph of positively skewed. And the next one, the last one is negatively skewed. So negatively skewed means when you have a mean is less than median and median is less than mode. Tadi kalau positif tadi mode yang lagi kecil pada median and median yang kecil pada mean kan? Okay, so sekarang mean yang lagi kecil pada median and median is small than mode. And the graph will be skewed to the left. Okay, it will be skewed to the left. So this is the negatively skewed distribution. Okay, class. So now we proceed to to the second part. Just now is for the central tendency, okay? Mode, median, and mean. So now we move to the dispersion. So we start with range first. So range is the difference between the largest data value and the smallest code. It's easy, simple, tak ada masalah. Calculate range. Largest value minus smallest value. So that is range. Okay, nombor yang paling besar tolak nombor yang paling kecil yang ada dalam data tu. Okay, next. Variance. Variance is a base upon the difference between each observation and the mean. It is based upon the deviation about the mean. Apa tu? Apa maksud dia tu? Okay lah. Kita go to the formula terus. Saya rasa memang susah nak faham sebab berbelit-belit kan. Okay, tak apa. Kita tengok ada 2 browser here. The first one is population variance. Okay, ni sama juga macam mean tadi. Kita ada dua, population mean and so on. So now, we also have two, population variance and sample variance. Okay, population variance is the sum of the squared deviation about the population mean divided by the blah. Alright, okay. So, you just focus on the formula. Terus dia tengok formula dia. Okay. Apa beza antara formula population variance and sample variance? Of course, the symbol. Okay, macam tadi pun, mean pun tadi ada symbol berbeza kan. Satu kita guna mu, satu kita guna S bar. And then for population, for variance also same. Okay, so this is the population variance symbol and S square is a sample variance symbol. And okay, the formula looks like similar, but careful. For population, it will be divided by 1 over n. Capital N is represent the total or all observation or all element. While for the sample is n minus 1. Okay, n minus 1. Okay, the rest will be equal, sama. Cuma beza dekat situ lah formula n besar, n kecil. N kecil pula n tolak 1. Okay. Okay, I think for now you just absorb. You just absorb first. You just understand. Maybe you can't understand by just looking at by watch for one time. You may refer again to get more understanding, or else you may refer to my next video. Okay, I will upload the next video regarding the example. Okay, saya akan tunjukkan example jugalah. Okay. Alright, so standard deviation. So the population standard deviation is obtained by taking the positive square root of the. Okay, tak ada apa pun. Definition dia. Apa yang kena buat adalah, okay, it will be relate to your variance. Just now. This is standard deviation kan? So standard deviation dia ada kaitan dengan variance. So maksudnya untuk dapatkan standard deviation, you need to calculate your variance first. Okay? So standard deviation is equal to square root of variance. So you dapatkan dulu variance you kat sini tadi, and then you square root kan, so you will get your standard deviation. That's it. Itu je. Okay. Alright. So I think this is the last or second last slide. So now we go to numerical measure for group data. Just now I already mentioned, right? We have two types, raw data and group data. So this is group data. So how to calculate the mean, sample, the mean lah, of course lah, the mean untuk population and sample, this is the formula. Kalau tadi mean kita kira macam mana? Kalau untuk raw data, you tambahkan semua and then you divide by your total number of observations, is it? So now it's different. They have a formula to calculate the mean here, which is MF. So MF. So what is your M? What is M here? M is a midpoint of the I class. Ada pula I class. Okay. Tak apa, you just accept first ni. Nanti I will show you example. Okay. So just bear in your mind lah. Just careful on the symbol, of course. The formula tak ada apa. The formula is equal, sama, tak ada beza pun. Cuma symbol lah kat sini. Okay, that one is the mean. And this is for variance. Okay, for variance. Beza kan? So make sure you careful lah. So first of all, when you get the data, you need to identify first whether that one raw data or group data. Because for group data and raw data is a different formula that we will use. Okay. And this one, the last one is for sample variance. Tadi just now is population, right? So now is sample variance. Okay. Alright, so that's it. 44 minutes. Our video now, our class session now is 44 minutes. So yeah. I hope that if you don't understand, it's okay. I mean, not it's okay. You may refer again until you understand. Okay, and to enhance it, you may refer to the next video that we upload later to do the example. Okay, or if you can't wait my video, or maybe I will be late to upload it, you may refer to your notes, and in that notes it already have a few examples. Okay, you may try your example there. Okay, class. So that's it. That's all for this week 1. Okay, and this is chapter 1. Okay, we already covered all the chapter 1 here. So I hope that you enjoy our first class. So if you have any comments, maybe you feel that Miss ni ajar laju lah, apa ke apalah, tak kisah pun, you may drop by. You drop message to me, okay, through WhatsApp or through Ulearn also, okay, alright, okay class. So then that's it. Thank you and see you later. Bye. Assalamualaikum.